quickly.
Yeah, morning. I'm calling from Port Harcourt, right? It is disheartening to note that Port Harcourt Airport has been abandoned for over a minute, and we see that amount of money spent on cars. And the excuses they are giving us is that the contractor went out of sight. We have been using tarpaulin to use as our minister is buying that value of cars. I don't really blame the minister. I blame the president, because before you put somebody as a minister, you should look at his or her antecedents. You should be able to realize that before you pick somebody to be a minister, it's not because they're political assistant or political whatever. Check out the person's past and to know exactly whether he's qualified to be a minister or not. And I believe that this car is not actually the thing that resurrected this problem. There might have been past things she might have been doing in aviation that have been covered. It might be out of annoyance that somebody said, oh, look, you have done enough, let me expose you. There might be so many other things that if you go back to every nation, we should find out that this woman has been doing so much. So something has to be done. And people have to pressurize the president to get her to resign. And then somebody cannot be moving around while you're making inquiry on her. She could torpedo that inquiry. So the best thing is to make her realize, to go on suspension, and then a proper inquiry should be done.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Zechiku. While you are still on the issue, then maybe you want to respond to what Zechiku is saying there. Should we be looking at asking a minister to resign? It's never happened in Nigeria. It doesn't mean it cannot.
It doesn't mean, maybe I don't know whether looking at Batonage, at least we have one this thing, and Batonage's case, whether Dumegu just resign, we are looking at Batonage's case is painful. After he left Nigeria and started shouting, the power, this thing, situation has gone down. But that's a different thing. But listening to what he says, yes, things about Port Harcourt, I talk about it because I'm in aviation. And when aviation issues come, I wake up, unlike the armored vehicle thing. You see, over the years, Port Harcourt, Kano, they were in a mess. Port Harcourt was abandoned, completely abandoned. And it looked at the unwritten policy that nothing should be done in Port Harcourt, nothing should be done in Kano. Things have changed. That's why I say I want to put, you see, I believe that the moral right of a critic to say that something is wrong is absolutely dependent on his ability and willingness to say something is right or is good when it is good. That's why I take myself. So if I have to condemn this that has happened, I have to look at also, Port Harcourt, look at the airports. That's why he said she was celebrated 2 weeks before then. She's left legacies which no other minister was able to leave, and that will we give her. But that is not to say if there is serious infraction in this thing that is on ground, that it should not be questioned for this serious infraction.
The mischief of our politicians, as we are bound to know, is that they also take advantage of this hype and perpetrate more heinous or even more heinous offenses. In other words, they could, in the eye of the people, be doing well, while they are orchestrating a more devastating...
No, it is possible. That's why underground. Yes. No, it's possible, Malaki. That's why I say the president has done well by setting up
outcomes of committees we have had in this country, except that we are just beginning to hope against hopes.
Look at the head of civil service, chief security officer, and the man of this thing. At least for me, let us get a modicum of respect. That's what I think. That's why I'm not going to have yes, that credible people up till now, and I don't think I won't want to lose my credibility. My reputation I've built over the years on a mess of pottage. I think that these people will not. So that's why I say, why don't let us allow them? Because there are so many unknowns. Except one unknown is that the cars were bought.
May I ask Malaki, you have been in the forefront when it comes to legal issues for the last few years, at the very least. And if you look at historically Nigeria over the last 5-10 years, has there been any committee set up by this president or previous president that has amounted to anything other than zilch?
I thought or felt I should be able to just point out one. But in my head, it's not less than 5 different committees that are being set up. In short, what has played out is that whereas we had situations that led us into those committees, we come out worse. And I'll give you an example. Tony Elumelu, with all due respect.
Tony or...
Sorry. Well, I think they are related, but sorry about that. Ndudi Elumelu was the chairman of the committee that went to investigate the power system. Before he came out of that, he became an accused person in a full-blown criminal trial. We came to... I was on the street for the January 2012 meeting.
No, but not like Ndudi was a problem set up by the assembly.
I said,
yes, the National Assembly.
We understand.
Presidential committee now. If we look at presidential committees, the president has set up this committee to investigate. I will come to the issue of the House of Reps committees. I will come to that. But if we look at what the president, as far as the president of Nigeria is concerned, or the previous presidents as well, have they ever set up any committee that has delivered any result that we can look at and say they did well and it was implemented?
Again, I'm found in the same fix.
What they have?
No. I said I am found in the same fix.
Okay, so you cannot think of one.
I can remember, including the electoral committee, the West electoral committee. Yes. I knew that they came out with a fantastic report. But up to this moment,
it's never been implemented.
All the principal actors who gave time, intellect, energy are complaining. We knew of the Niger Delta, the one headed by Miti.
Okay.
Till today, it is the same story. And so on and so forth. Please, you...
Okay, let me ask
what I just wanted to say was that, what I just wanted to say was that a committee's work really is not supposed, ideally, to be implemented fully. You take the... It's true now.
Go ahead.
If I set up a committee...
implement some.
Yeah, no, of course. No, hold on. I'm not holding brief for the government, but I'm saying that if I set up a committee, for instance, and the committee submit its work, if I look at the report, I'm not obligated to, and you as a lawyer should know that.
I don't think we are talking about obligation.
Wait, no. It's a simple question that I see light. Okay, maybe you should reframe your question.
Let me put the
That is Obasanjo that tells you I will appoint an advisor, but I'm not bound to take his
advice. No. We need to point out some things here. Please, sir. Sorry. Yes, sir.
Let's look at it this way.
Okay.
We have had previous administration and regimes in Nigeria. Can you point to one or two or three committees of government that has investigated any issue of this nature that you can say...
Okay, of this nature?
Or of any at all, that they have come out with any white paper or any document, whether white or brown, that has seen the light of day and something has been done about it?
Of course, capital N, capital O. They've not done that. There has been no white paper. But of course, but they have also implemented piecemeals, let me put it that way, of the committee.
So that's fine. That will do. Now, let me ask Bruce then, if that be the case, what are the chances that this committee, including the National Security Advisor, the outcome of the investigation by the Presidential Committee, will amount to anything? What are the chances that it will amount to anything?
Well, like on the piecemeal application, I think maybe they might adopt a piecemeal approach. But having said that, the situation we find ourselves in the aviation sector today didn't start yesterday. It's been series of decay. That's why you say Odwa was remarkable in that. She adopted a culture Nigerians were not used to. That's the maintenance culture. You know, the Nigerian would prefer to build a new house when the one they are staying in is leaking. Instead of patching the leak, they build a new one. She took it, and it was a systemic thing. The Bellevue report has not seen the light of the day. And here was a former Minister of Aviation.
I beg your pardon. Okay. That's why I say when you talk about aviation, there's a Benview report. It has been released by Captain